Okay, right, so that's the end of the chart that we just did before. Make sure you save the spreadsheet as task SS2. I'm not sure whether I said that in the previous video. It's the next day now. Let's go ahead and make sure we do that. Here we go. So this is the chart made. So this is no longer just SS1. This is now SS2. So make sure you save the spreadsheet as instructed. Go ahead and place it where it needs to be placed. For now, I'm just going to save it on the desktop, on my desktop, but you save it where it needs to be saved. So task SS2, press save, done. Okay, next task. Right, part 4, calculations. There are more details related to the movies on the worksheet extra info, and open this worksheet now. Right, extra info, here we go. So we've got runner ID, something called a runner. For your information, a runner is someone who works on some sort of production going on, and they basically run around doing things like getting tea, getting coffee, get this cable, get that wire, pick up this paper, go give it to that person. So it's just like it's a role involved in you know, production, TV, movies, or whatever. Anyway, okay, so it's just like a job. It's a job. Anyway, so we have runner ID. We have the daily rate, so how much they get paid per day. We've got their number of days attended, right? We've got the holiday bonus, right? So these movies were being filmed wherever during the holidays, so they got an extra 10, let's say dollars. And then there are some blank cells here underneath these headings, which are income earned, attendance percentage, revised daily rate, revised bonus, revised income, right? And up here you've got something called total days, 85. Okay, so maybe they were required for a total of 85 days. But their attendance was this. This is how many days out of the 85 they actually turned up. Okay, fine. So that's just turning up to work. All right, lovely. Okay, had a look at the data. Now it says enter in the footer task SS3 your name and your teacher's name. Right, so in this one, remember how to get footer again. So insert, here we go, header and footer. So we scroll down to the footer and then we type in task SS3, your name, and then your teacher's name. Oops, spelling error. Let's sort that out. Okay, lovely. And remember how to go back to normal view. You go to the bottom here, and you can go to normal. If for whatever reason these aren't showing for you, or you can't see it, something's in the way, whatever, you can go to view, and then you've got the 4 options over here. Okay, right. What's next? Enter a formula to calculate the income earned for each runner. Income earned for each runner. Scroll up here, income earned. So this, we need to calculate this for each runner. Okay, how do we do that? Let me just go this way and put this on this side. Right, so it says here the income earned is the daily rate times the days attended plus bonus. Okay, so it's the daily rate, which is here in B4 for the first runner, times days attended plus runner. You'll notice here you got brackets around here, the daily rate times days attended. So there's a bracket before you add the bonus. That's because of bid mass. I think it's just being quite strict here, especially when it's got 2 operations going on. So just be careful if your question is something different and it has like a plus first and then a times, you respect the brackets. But anyways, let's just go ahead and do that. So income earned equals, it's the daily rate times, which is star, times the days attended, daily rate times days attended, plus the bonus. If you want to make it neater because it helps you understand it for whatever reason, you can do so. It's fine. You'll get the mark still. It's tidy. It's not inefficient. It's just making it clear that you've done what you're supposed to do and you've included everything that you needed to do. And if it makes it easier for you to look at it this way, then that's fine. So daily rate times days attended plus holiday bonus. So B4 times C4 plus D4. Press enter. And that's what you should get. Income earned is that. Now, because this is going to be the same formula going down, remember we can do the fill handle. So go to the bottom right-hand corner of the cell where you've just put the formula till it turns into a black cross, and then you normal click and drag. So normal left click and drag down. There you go. So it's repeated the same formula that you did before. It knows it needs to do this because you clicked and dragged down, so it was sending all the rows down. Lovely. Okay. So we've done that bit, and then the next part is part Part B, the total income earned for all runners in cell E29. The total income earned for all runners in cell E29. E29 is here. Right, so total income. Total income is going to be all of these added together. When you are adding up a collection of cells, you do the sum formula. So let's do equals sum, and you can double click on the sum when it comes up there. And then you simply click and drag, click and drag. There you go. Sum of E4 to E27. Don't go lower to E28. Don't go to the right to F, and include the wrong thing. Make sure you just do sum of all the incomes that have just been calculated. Make sure you close the bracket and press enter. Done. Okay. What next? C. The total number of days required is shown in cell C1. Total number, it's actually D1. Let me move this here, actually, it is C1 anyway. C1, okay. Enter a formula to calculate the attendance percentage for each runner. So attendance percentage needs to go here. They should have come in for a total of 85 days. They came in for this number of days each. So we need to work out the percentage, okay. How we do that is this, equals, then you do the number of days they attended, divided by the number of days in total, and then you press enter. There you go. So that's 100%. If your percentage is not coming up and it's just saying 1, right click the cell and then go to format cells, and then you can change it to percentage here, okay, if it's not done already. You might be asked to do it later, so you can do it later, but whatever, I'm just doing it now. Okay, so that's fine. So let me just repeat that formula. So it equals the number of days they attended divided by the number of days they were needed. So his attendance, or the next person's attendance, is 92%. Now, if I was to go down and try to do the fill handle, because it's the same formula, look what happens. It does this. Why? Because let's go and investigate. This is doing C6 divided by C2. C2 is nothing. Okay. This one is C7, so it's got that right, divided by C3. That doesn't even make sense. You can't divide by words. Right, so remember, when you do the click and drag like that, it changes the row number to the next row number. So C2 was changed from C1, C2, C3, C4, but we never want C1 to change. C1 should always be the same. So in this case, we have to have a slightly different formula. So what we're going to do, around C1, we're going to have the dollar sign. You can also do the dollar sign by pressing F4. So do that now on your keyboard. That will probably work for you. For my one, for some strange reason, it doesn't work. So I'm just going to type the dollars. So there you go. So you do $C, $1, $C, $1. Press enter. If you now go ahead and do the fill handle, it works because it kept C1 the same, but it changed the other reference, which was C15, C16, C17, and so on. Okay, so just make sure you remember to do that. That is called absolute cell referencing. Okay, absolute cell referencing, and that is done by hitting F4 on your keyboard when you've got your cursor either inside C1 or outside C1 or wherever at the beginning. Okay, so that is part C done. So make sure that is done right. Oops. Last bit now. Make sure you display the worksheet in formula view and all row column headings. All row and column headings are shown. Okay, let's do that first. Make sure everything can be seen. Yeah, everything can be seen, but it's not in formula view. We have to put this in formula view because these are formulas. So this is how you do formula view. You go to formulas and you click on show formulas. There we go. Sometimes it makes it a bit too big. You just resize it to what it needs to be. You can do the double clicking as well because that also helps. Like when you do this, double clicking. Obviously, these cells don't have data yet, but it's fine. But this is important. It has to be seen. Make sure you don't do this. You can't see some of the formula, so you've got to make sure you double click so you can see all of it. Maybe stretch it a little bit more so you can see the full formula. Okay. Let's see whether we can make this a bit smaller. That's fine. That's done. Okay. Formula formula view, all rows, column headings can be seen. All data and formula should be visible. I just made sure of that. And currency values should have currency symbols. Okay, so the currency values, if this is to be seen in normal view, which you might need to do later, make sure it's got currency symbols. So the only currency here we've got is daily rate and the income earned. Well, let me just do daily rate first. This should be currency, and sorry, so should holiday bonus, that should be currency as well. So you can right click it and go to format cells, just go to currency, and I'm going to leave it as dollars. It doesn't say whether it should be 0 decimal places, 2 decimal places, so it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to leave it as 0 decimal places, and that would do it. If I go back to normal view, it will have the dollar sign. You can see the dollar sign there, and this should have the dollar sign as well. So, I mean, in this question, it really doesn't look like it matters whether you have it because you can't really see it in formula view anyway, but I would still do it because later on in the question, you might be asked to do something. Did we do this bottom one as well? I can't remember. Let me just do it anyway. No, we didn't. So let's just do it. So 0 decimal places, done. Okay, anyway, so the final thing is you're supposed to leave it in formula view. Okay, make sure all the data fits on one page when printed. So make sure all data fits on one page when printed. Okay, all the data, so all the data, all of this. Okay, so it's going to be all of that. So let's go ahead and make sure we make that happen. So remember the things to do. Does this look wider than it is longer? It does look wider than it is longer. So this time I'm going to switch it to landscape, and then also make the margins narrow, and then finally make it fit to one page. There we go. So that I think uses up the best amount of space. There's no page 2 there. There's only up and down. I can zoom out on that. There you go. And you can see a footer there as well. Lovely. Okay, so that's ready to be printed on one page. And the last thing is save the spreadsheet as task SS3. Right, file, save as. Please don't do save because then you save over the previous version, which is, yeah, not what you're supposed to do. So task SS3, press save, and that is that task done. Okay, we'll move on to the final task now, which is more calculations. Okay.